Making progress, that's the name of the game for me this month and all the upcoming months. I am on a roll, guys. We are ready. We're officially ready for the next installment of Last Drops. What I used up, what I thought of it, will I buy it, will I not, do I have something better in my stash? All of the opinions are final. I am very unlikely to get back into these perfumes unless specially noted in this video.
Last drops, you love what we got. Story so wild to make you smile. Hang with us, it's worth your while. And last drops where we chat with style. We're serving life, smile after mile. Last drops, it's the place to be, where we're keeping it funny naturally. So come on in, be part of our spree. In Last Drops, where we're setting you free.
Alright, here we go. We are gonna start just classically with the body and bath products. I love well-perfumed, well-functioning bath and body products when they come from perfume houses, because to me, I feel a huge difference between a well-formed composition of something that I use on my body or in the shower versus just generic, Bath and Body Works and, that kind of Victoria's Secret stuff. I do smell a difference. I don't know if you do. I definitely do. So I do buy a fair share of perfumed products, and it also is a way for me to sample perfumes or either find use for perfumes that are way too strong or piercing or there's something about them that just doesn't quite land with me. Usually if you have such a smell but you like the idea, or like you like it overall but it's too overpowering or too something, buy it as a body cream, as a lotion, or as a shower gel. There's nothing more amazing than beaming oily citruses or really powerful mineral accords, or sometimes vivacious, deep, sultry, spicy gourmands when you're in a hot shower. So I used up a few. Let's talk about what I used up. Am I gonna buy and repurchase, and or if I replace them with something better? First finished Amouage. I vouch for the Amouage body products. They are very well perfumed. They are very potent. Maybe not as potent as their eau de parfum formulations, but you will definitely get a vibrant representation of the scent when you buy their stuff. This is Lyric, right? Yep, this is Lyric. Marketed toward women. This is sweet, jammy, gourmand rose with a little bit of incense. I got almost no spice, no incense from it in this formulation, but now Lyric is firmly on my wish list. Don't have anything quite yet like that, though Portrait of a Lady by Frederic Malle is kind of like the paragon of, spicy, rich, yummy rose in my book. So it will be hard to shift it away from the number one. But Lyric by Amouage definitely on the wish list. I wish I could get a second one, but I can't find it anywhere right now. So I just replaced it with a Roger and Gallet. I think I showed it in a haul, and this is Fleur de Osmanthus. Delightful, fruity, apricot-y, peachy kind of shower gel. Really fragrant. Doesn't last on the skin very, very, very long, but I'm fine with it. That's not why I use them. I want experience in the shower. Love it. Use it quite a bit. So right now we're just gonna stick with replace with something new. But Lyric is on my wish list. I also used up a shipper, which is a shower gel by Ted Lapidus. It's called Creation. It's very bright. Since I had a whole set, so I still have eau de parfum. Very believable, very well formulated in terms of the reproducing eau de parfum. Shower gel. It's kind of like neon green tuberose shipper. I don't know if you ever tried anything like that, and it's a cheapie. Like I used to buy them for almost like $3-4 each. They might be more expensive now, but like the Eau de Parfum is not that much more expensive. If you like vibrant, piercing, kind of like opening the door for you, tuberosy green shippers, try Creation by Ted Lapidus. This is one of these like underrated cheapies that truly has a lot of lasting power and a lot of pizzazz. I would also say people who like Tiziano Terenzi musks will tend to like this as well. I used it up. I had probably like 3 of them already, so I'm kind of like, I'm just done. I've had it long enough. It's very bright. It makes you wake up when you're in the shower, but it's not something that I can wear as a personal perfume. So I decided to kind of like, I still have Eau de Parfum. I use it sparingly every once in a while. I know the scent now, the Creation by Ted Lapidus, so well that I don't need to buy any more of their bath products. So I replaced it with Casamorati Fiore Diulivo. I hope I'm saying it right, not an expert in Italian. This is Italian niche, very luxurious packaging, like perfect for gifts. Good creamy formulations, really good on your skin. One thing though, as I replaced one with the other, I was expecting, because I had a decant of Fiore d'Oliva Eau de Parfum, it was vibrant green, also kind of piercing, punchy, fresh green yellow scent. Sorry for using color analogies, but that's how I perceive it. And the bath formulation has almost no scent at all. That is very confusing. Luscious, creamy, yes. Functionally, it's a good shower gel. But where is the scent? I don't think that this line is formulated just as believably and coherently to the names of the perfumes that they are supposed to represent. So I enjoy using it, but you can't form an opinion about a fragrance if you use this stuff. Unfortunately, not, at least from what I experienced from Casamorati Xerjoff. The next shower gel that I finally finished is Bvlgari Eau de Noir. It's a black one. It's a black tea kind of scent. It's very melancholic. I usually prefer tea scents that are either more floral, like jasmine tea, or more smoky, that's oolong, or milky, or spicy. So if it's Earl Grey, I want it to be spicier, mintier, more bergamoty. This is just kind of minerally, depressingly flat scent to me. It's very liquidy. I love the bottling of Bvlgari for their shower line. That actually looks really good in your shower, and it's a good gift if you want to buy a kind of gift set with Bvlgari. Packaging wise, yes, cool stuff. Fragrance wise, quite strong scent, I'll give it that. Like, you can't form an opinion about the fragrance itself by using their Bath and Body products, but I'm just not a fan of the scent, so I'm not gonna either buy this or the perfume itself. I replaced with something that I adore, and this is shower gel by Serge Lutens. It's their Waters cologne line. It's called Dans le Bleu Pétille. This is seaweedy, mineral, salty fragrance. I love it. It has incense, which makes it fresh and invigorating. Very rare aspect of incensey accord that they managed to kind of blend with seaweedy, oceanic notes. Love it even more in the shower, because I have the actual perfume. I have the fragrance. Love it even more in the shower than as a personal fragrance. It's kind of a twister here. It's a plot twist. I have both, and I would rather actually only keep this one because I just love it in the shower. It's such a great way to start your day. Now we are to actually empty bottles of fragrance. And again, I just want you to see that I do what I preach. I do use a lot of perfumes. I don't just evaluate them for the blog or, for the brands or for any kind of other purposes of creating mood samplers and things of that nature, which all of them will be linked below if you want to explore some rare niche fragrances that are kind of like impossible to find locally. That said, I am a firm believer, and I'm gonna like triple down on that this year, that we do not need to buy if we don't use. And if you buy, use them. Give them as gifts, decant, supply to all of your friends. If you want, sell. If you wish, so split a bottle, buy a bottle, split it with if you like other frag heads that you are friends with. Use what you have. And here's a testament to that from my own stash. Oops, almost dropped it again because I did do it before. I dropped my Lancome Poeme. I don't know if you can see, it cracked. It actually has a hole in it now. And I didn't notice the hole, I just noticed that all of the house was smelling like Poeme. And if you know anything about this fragrance, you know it has some sillage. Poeme, it's one of those underrated designer gems that a lot of people who swear by more powerful, vivacious, like think Raja, same Tiziano Terenzi, Kilian, Tom Ford, like way more expensive stuff. People forget that there is this one. It's just the most vibrant, loud concoction of sweet, filling the space florals. It's really beautiful, it's very powerful, a little goes a long way. So when persistently for 2 weeks I just couldn't get rid of the smell of Poeme by Lancome, I was like, okay, something is up. Something has happened that is just now Lancome Poeme infested my house. And I realized that there was a hole in the bottle and it was nearly empty. You can see now it's like very dense and essence. I used up as much as I could. I nearly got sick of it by the second month. It's not a perfume I would use daily and bathe in it. It's just that it has so much character. Once you smell it, you will never forget it. It's very recognizable. It's very signature, if you wish. And I'm so glad it's not new, because for those of you who are looking for a vibrant diva type of perfume that you can buy anywhere, and you can almost, I wouldn't say you can try it everywhere, but there are a lot of places you can try it. That's it. I am sick of it though. I used up so much just trying to kind of use it before it evaporates that I'm poemed out. I just can't anymore. I have a number of vivacious, fruity slash deliciously florals, like white, rich, warmed up in the sun florals. Like, I don't know, my Fendi Furiosa is to name another designer gem that a lot of people don't know about, that I just need a break. I probably will buy Lancome Poeme again. Probably in a pure Perfume formulation, just to have a dabber, because it's so potent that I just need a whiff. I just need like an echo of it to really enjoy the effect. And I kind of both torn on buying it again or not, because first of all, I mean, I clearly need like a year break. But it's so recognizable that it's more that perfume wears you than you wear perfume. It's just very signature. But so is Baccarat Rouge and its clones. At this point, anybody who wears them, it's just like you become more generic by wearing them because it's so ubiquitous. But it's just maybe it's just me. All right, the other one that is empty, look at that, is 50 ml of Mia Perla by La Perla. This is my benchmark for Netflix and cuddle type of perfume. It's so souffle with a hint of softly milled souffle spiciness. It's not gourmand, it's not floral, it's like a rose petal souffle It's so delightful. And the reason that I'm showing you an empty bottle, I haven't used it up fully. I broke the dispenser, the spray, so I had to push the whole thing through and decant what was left of it. So look, actually, check it out. Aren't they cute? I found a sort of travel, I think it's 30 mil, it's either 20 or 30 mil travel spray that kind of matches the vibe of it. And like I found it in a random booth. Like a girl was selling just a bunch of different things, like just small household items, and she had these like truffle sprays. They were so cute. I bought as many as I could from her. So if you want one, DM me. Like we can figure something out. I just, you know, with the decants, I also want them to be either super functional or super cute. This is kind of both. So I have probably, out of the 50 mil, I have probably 10 mil left. I'll definitely tell you again about it when I'm done with it, but I'm definitely done with the bottle. And I do have a backup, just in case somebody wonders how much of it I'm dedicated to this scent. I love it. I love that almost nobody but people who watch my channel knows about it, because it's like my secret weapon. Every time a girl comes to me, is like, okay, this is that kind of date, which is probably gonna be a bit too close to each other. What should I wear? I always recommend wearing something demure, something that is so delightful but easy to be around, and something that pulls you in. So no silage, no bright spices, no tuberose, God forbid. Like nothing like too aggressive. You want something that somebody just have to almost get close to your skin in order to smell it, and when they do, it's warm and inviting. So La Mia Perla by La Perla is an example of just that kind of allure. So I always decant it every time a girl asks me for date night. That's it. It's again, it's not the loudest perfume in the room. It's like, it's just quietly seductive. Love it. Love it. Have a backup. And now that I'm done with my first bottle and I have my second bottle, I'm kind of considering another backup, because people keep asking me to decant it for their special night. Just saying. I fully finished. It's like 100 mil. I think no less than that. I cannot see. Yep, 100 mil. Horseball, a kind of a no-name brand. However, it is sold in many places. Like, it always surprises me, how do these brands exist? They don't represent anyone, there's no celebrity behind them, and yet how do you get into production of fragrances if you have nothing going for you? Horseball self-evidently has some kind of an in, so they have a whole line of perfumes that nobody has heard of, and I only bought this one because it was called Lily. I'm a big fan of lilies. To me, it's not so usual floral that I adore, and I kind of wear lilies as a placeholder when I want a fresher floral, often. So it was really cheap, like 20 bucks maybe, so I decided to give it a go. Okay, well, I mean, you get what you pay for. It's a cheap, semi-synthetic lily scent that just generally is something, it's hard to describe. It's just abstract, semi-sweet lily scent. There's nothing quite so special about it. So eventually I started using it as a linen spray, and that worked well. I used up the whole thing, but I probably only used 10 mil on myself as a, personal fragrance. The rest I just used up around the house. Clearly not a repurchase. And another little rant. I just get these samples sometimes, and it's like, who makes them, for who and why? That's just a clear example of overproduction for no real reason. This is just precious metal, which is not metal, but mettle. God, when will we be done with puns and, alliterations? Fragrance story, steely as the nerves of a Formula One driver. So it's like Formula One. Okay, Formula One makes this shit. Sorry. I use it to wash the floors. Yep, I used it up. It's just nothing. It's like, it's a man's fragrance, and there's nothing to tell about it other than it's unrecognizable. It's just the usual windshield wiper type of liquid smell. I don't get it. What I also do, I buy a small plastic 2 5 ml sort of decant bottles, and I decant my own perfume and just spread those decants everywhere, in every person, every pocket of on every surface, so I can, use what I have instead of just having these beautiful shelves of my olfactory library that are pristine and collecting dust. So a testament to that, I used up 2 ml of Sydney Rock Pool that I do have in my collection, and I used up 2 decants, 2 8 ml decants. That's 16 ml of perfume I used up before I committed to a full-size bottle. Again, the decants, they just work for me. I think this is the best way to explore perfumes, to love them, to wear them, to have a lot of love stories, and only commit to a bottle and like shelling your money on a bottle if the packaging is there, is the brand value is there, and if you use up 16 ml of fragrance and you still want a bottle, you want to live for years with it. So this is not the 2 ml that I used up, because I just love how sweet, it has this mineral musks and sweet milky coconut. It's a contrast because the mineral, it's kind of like almost sour. It's like sour white wine nature of the mineral accord here. And then it gets contrasted by soothing, milky, coconutty, whipped cream almost. So Sydney Rock Pool by Arquiste also, it doesn't hurt that it's easy on the eyes. Look at the bottle. Very, very good packaging. I highly recommend them in terms of the packaging. The bottles are worth it for sure. And a sample that I used up, Bois d'Ambre. It's a brand that has these like really weird font that is very stretched. It was popular at some point when they were sending bottles to every top influencer on the planet, but I haven't heard about it recently. So Bois d'Ambre, the Eau D'Italie Eau de Toilette. So this, look at this little thing. It's a splash. It's 1.6 ml, not that little. But I feel like anything less than 5 ml, you can't really make a buying decision in my book. The only reason I have 2 ml decants because they're smaller, I can have many, and because sometimes if it's really iffy olfactory profile for you, you're like really not sure, it could be a quick no. In a way, then you're saving money between buying 5 ml and 2 ml. But in my book, anything less than 5 ml, you will not be able to tell. You might fall in love and then buy a bottle and just never wear it again. It's just my experience and what I've observed by like giving and selling decants and working with people who are trying to find their like olfactory self. So these little splash things that are 1 ml or smaller, it's such a waste of time. They're so uncomfortable to use. And I still can't tell you what I think about the perfume. I guess I was not wowed. It's just you don't get the same effect and the same opening when you dab than when you actually spray it. And I use it the whole thing and I can't tell what I think about it, rather than there's like, nothing special. So Bois d'Ambre, Eau D'Italie Eau de Toilette, is that all? Yeah, Eau D'Italie SRL. I think that's the name of the brand. It's very generic. Whatever. And see, like through this, I'm not that interested in trying something from them again. The decants and the sampling is a science. There's science and design and art to it. You gotta do it right, girl. No offense. Used up This is a good example of a travel. This is Aedes de Venustas, their old formulation. I know since they repackaged and reformulated. This is Copal Azur. Oh, salty, a little oily, kind of these like breathing pines and bergamots with salt. Loved it. It's very potent. It's much less mineral and oceanic than, let's say, Amouage Beach Hut. And I truly enjoyed wearing it. So this was 10 mil. But when it comes to this kind of the breeze at the northern sea, I kind of do prefer either true pine fragrances or something a little bit more oceanic, seaweedy, salty, ozonic almost. And so Amouage Beach Hut to me does kind of like, it just fits me better. Yet Copal Azur is an exquisite formulation. I am interested in trying more by Aedes de Venustas. Rumor has it, after they reinvented themselves and repackaged, that they changed the formulations. They are not as rich and they're not as deep. I'm curious if you tried their new formulations, if you can like spill the tea and let us know if they're just as good or if they got worse. I kind of dig the new packaging, but when it comes to the olfactory profiles, if they're as good as Copal Azur by them in the past, I so dig it. This is like premium niche quality. Love it, but in that family of fragrances, I have better fit, but I am curious about the brand and what's happening with them now. Okay, this was a surprise hit. I, for some reason, decided that I'm not gonna like Gucci and their like boutique lines, like these glassy whatever milk bottles. It's just, to me it looks like kitchen in the 50s. I don't dig the packaging. I don't really get it, and the price tag I get even less. But they're a Chant for the Nymph, which is pretty much frangipani, tiare, you name it, kind of just sweet, exotic, floral. It was such a charmer. At first I thought these are candy-like violets, but it's actually tiare, it's frangipani. And vanilla. A ton of vanilla. It was such a hit. Again, just make it a spray bottle, for God's sake. I still couldn't quite get the full ombre from this fragrance because it was a splash. I mean, they're packaged nicely enough, but come on, Gucci. For this kind of a price tag, you can afford to make little spray bottles. Cut me a break here. So I finished it, and then I thought, all right, what do I have in my collection that could potentially just replace, and then we can call it a day, because I'm not in love with the price tag, not at all. And I found it, and it's actually something more interesting for me. This is Serge Lutens, La Dompteur en Cagé. French. La Compteur, La Compteur en Cagé. It is frangipani that got married to metallic jasmine. It's like the perfect of both worlds. It's sweet, coconutty, voluptuous, and fruity, and yet it has this a little bit of a backbone. You know, it has like a straight metal back of these slightly animalic jasmine. And I dig the packaging way more by Serge Lutens, and sure enough, you can get it much cheaper. Even if you buy it full price from a retailer, it's still cheaper than Gucci. If you want to like just give it a go, and if you're not sure if tiare and frangipani is your thing, you know where to find them. You know where to find the decants. I don't have to say it twice. So yeah, Gucci, a Chant for the Nymph. Cool. I'll give him that. Cool. Don't need the packaging of either full size or the travels. And I have something cheaper and something a little bit more interesting. I dare say so myself. I used up a 2 ml spray of Le Mixed by Nicolai Parfumerie. Nicolai Parfumerie, I think her name is Patricia, if I'm not mistaken. She is from the Guerlain family tree, and the rumor has it that she was really working her ass off to kind of become a big deal in the family business, or at least like make her way in. And she was told by her family that a girl will never be a CEO of Guerlain, just forget it. And she got ahead and made her own brand. That's the fairy tale of it. Is it true? Is it not? I have no idea. I'm pretty sure there's some sweet financial backing that is family related behind Nicolai de Parfums. I don't think it's quite as much of a, rags to riches story. I wasn't there though. I wasn't holding the candle. It's just a friendly gossip. It's always interesting to know about what's happening behind the scenes and who are the people behind those brands that we love. So Le Mixed, I do have a Huffed bottle. This is 30 ml of the same perfume. It's just like one subscriber sent me a little spray that they didn't use, and another subscriber sent me their bottle, which I very happily used up. Aqua Universalis by Maison Courkjan House is this thing, but weaker. So, if you like Aqua Universalis, I don't remember which one I'm referring to, the usual or Forte, is a more expensive, less deep, less interesting form of Le Mixed by Nicolai Parfums. This is one of the very few perfumes from that house that I adore. I truly adore it. To me, it's a sensual, silky cologne, which is a very rare juxtaposition of factors. Colognes are usually, it's like aftershave. They're citrusy, they're spicy, they're bright, they have this or that, or herbaceous, or fresh and minty and bergamoty. To have a silky, sensual cologne, that's very rare. And Le Mixed just delivers on that front. It's kind of addictive. Once I start spraying it, I kind of bathe in it, so I might need a replacement for this when I'm done. And I will definitely buy Le Mixed, and I will skip the Courkjan, because that's just not as interesting. It's way more expensive too. I am trying to make sense of Dusita Splendiris. I always thought that I'm like a prime target audience for irisy perfumes. I feel like such a librarian at heart. And yet, irisy perfumes tend not to work for me. I just find them kind of boring. Maybe just at least at this era of my life. So I decanted it into 2 ml and I wore it diligently. And it's just sad, melancholic, dry, bookish kind of iris. It's almost bitter. Yeah, it is bitter. It's not like boiled carrots. It's not gourmand. I'm kind of surprised. I expected everything from Dusita because she's such a vivacious, lively person. I expected everything from her to be yummy, bright, juicy. And yet she went a very different way with this perfume, which I do appreciate. I'm just not sure if it's my vibe. I used up 2 ml. I will keep trying, but it's entirely possible that I'll swap it with one of you or sell it. If you want it, let me know. Thanks to my subscriber who sent me a decant of Amouroud, I am watching their career in the movies with great interest. I love Amouroud. I still don't understand why don't they add me to their PR list. It's just bewildering to me because, again, at my heart, I'm a very lustful, diva-like librarian, and Amouroud makes diva-like fragrances, and they're just so well formulated. They are so wearable and friendly. You don't have to spend 5 pages of explaining the concept. They just land. Their perfumes just land. They're right there in between designer and niche, where it's interesting enough, but it's very wearable. It's again, you don't need a dictionary to enjoy their olfactory formulations. You know, I'm a big fan of the Mysterious Rose, like the sluttiest, sweetest rose lychee in the world. So, long story short, this is Golden Oud by them. There's nothing oudy about it to me. This is very honey-like, enveloping sweetness. I am not the biggest fan of honey-like perfumes. I do have the Bee by Zoologist, and it's just smothering to me. These things remind me of Bukhara, Fabulous Bukhara by Salvador Dali, which is a little spicier and has more of a kind of dates, sweet dates flavor, which makes it more unique. So I'm sticking with Fabulous Bukhara and the similar type of Arabic style sweet dried fruits perfumes, and I'm letting go of Golden Oud, even though I enjoyed it tremendously. If I find it for a really, really good price, I'm not saying no, right? It's just in the further kind of circle of my wish list. It's not an immediate want, but it's good. It's good stuff. I can't believe I'm showing you this. This is 5 ml, if I'm not mistaken, of Perfume Roma Arso. This is the Christmas tree in a bottle. It's so deliciously vanilla sweet with a pine sap, with resins and pine needles. It's just, I kind of just lived in it. I would put it before going to bed. I would put it in the dreadful mornings if the weather was particularly bad that day. This just saves my soul. It's such magic. If you love Christmas and you love Christmas tree smell, which I do, I tried everything there is about pine. I feel, well, there's probably like hundreds of thousands of niche perfumes I could have tried, so maybe not everything yet, but I've tried many. And when it comes to delicious, comforting, warm, not too jammy, not too sugary, but sweet, piney Christmas tree perfume with this kind of like sappy, resinous feeling at the same time, but not too smoky, not too burned, not too austere, just comforting, deep and long lasting. Oh my god, Perfume Roma, their perfumes last forever. And they all have these, and again, like, just so you understand where we are with the Arso, I have a full-size bottle. I am kind of saving and packaging it till next year. We'll see if I get desperate soon enough. But to me, it's like a quintessential December, January perfume. So I have it here. It's a full-size bottle. They are pricey. But all of their perfumes have a little bit of this kind of oily, it's like you pay for ingredients kind of formulation. You feel like they really saturated their formulations with essential oils. They have that kind of olfactory profiling. I don't know what exactly creates that, because there are plenty of expensive niche brands that also care about the quality of the ingredients that don't have the same smell. But these borderline go toward essential oils. They're just so oily and rich, even though these are not extracts, they're eau de parfums. But Perfume Roma knows a thing or two about longevity and non-offensive but deep gourmand DNA. Almost all of their perfumes that I've tried have these kind of underlying fog of sweetness somewhere on the background. Arso, the love of my life. You can get yourself a decant from me if you want to. And I would highly recommend getting, like, I would say 5 ml, because that might be enough. Like, these lasted me forever. You might never ever need a bottle unless it's something that you just want to have in your life forever. This baby is almost gone. It's going to be gone today. I'm still gonna show you. I used up 8 ml of Amouage Epic for women. This is this piney rose with a very quintessential Amouage base. Like their older creations from like 2010s and such had such a recognizable sticky, very long lasting base that I personally don't like, but that's what made them them, and that's what makes them so long lasting. I find that their new formulations actually depart quite a bit from Amouage was used to be known for. And Epic is such a beautiful dark green bottle. I love dark colored, like gemstone colored glass. Something about it just gets me going. So I'm craving the bottle. But when it comes to the fragrance, I do have 100 or 120, 100 ml of Portrait of a Lady by Frederic Malle, which is more seductive, more well-rounded, prettier rose gourmand with pine. So I am making an executive decision and saying no. I had wonderful, wonderful months with Amouage Epic. I enjoyed it, I recommend it, but if I have Portrait of a Lady, and that's enough. That's gonna last me a lifetime. And that one, I find is a little bit more feminine, a little bit more pretty. Just saying, that's just my opinion. But good stuff. And the last one, which is a little bit of a disappointment because I have a soft spot for Houbigant. They had such a torturous history in terms of their ownership and what was happening with the brand. They lost nearly all of their formulas to a mass market brand, Dana, who is still making castrated versions of what original Houbigant perfumes used to be. So, like, I want them to win. And yet, everything that they're producing now is so bewilderingly expensive, yet I can't find a win in their olfactory blending for me. So this one that was sent to me by my subscriber is Houbigant Bois Mystique Extract. Sin. Is it sin? I don't know what. Anyway, Bois Mystique Extract. It reminds me of every other molecular woods perfume. Robert Piguet has, I think, Bois Noir. Actually, some Amouage piney woods, which they put a lot on their men's formulations, kind of give me the same vibe. So maybe if you like Amouage, what Amouage used to make for men, maybe. It's rich, it's vintagey, but it's also kind of sour, woody, molecular concoction that I don't particularly vibe with. There's nothing mysterious or mystique, as they call it, about these woods for me. But I said it before and I'll say it again. For some reason, I just can't quit Houbigant. I'll be patiently waiting for them to come back to their senses and send me their like Discover sampler or their new formulation or their new perfume, because I want them to win. I do. Right, and for our favorite part of Last Drops, the accounting. I used up what I showed you here. I only counted things that I used up as a personal perfume. I didn't count any milliliters that I used up for any other purposes. I used up 100 ml. Obviously, I actually use other perfumes during the day, right? Like here we only talk about what left my collection. We're like used up, done. I made a buying decision. I'm not coming back to this unless noted above. So you minus 100 ml. This is accountability, I call it. I do use a lot of perfume, and what helps me use it more and make it more of a vibrant, interesting, and also more social experience is to have these around. Highly recommend that you do give decants a try. It also, like, if somebody loves something on me and it's a good friend and, like, you know, we have a good vibe going, I can even gift it and they can use it up, and then they either come to me for more, or, you know, they do their own search and they find it online or whatever. So this allows you to refresh them and to enjoy the most beautiful parts of the fragrance when it's opening its heart, instead of just bathing it in it once a day, stinking for half of the day, and that really feeling nothing for the rest of the day. Just a refreshing spray, boom, I mean this is empty, on each hand, maybe back of your head, just to refresh the scent. And when you're talking to people, when you're moving, people will feel this, will feel it just enough, and they'll feel the opening notes. The opening notes, no matter how much you apply at once, will not stay with you the whole day. So this is why bathing in it does not work. It doesn't produce the same fragrant effect as refreshing it during the day. It's because you can't cheat chemistry. You're like, don't run against gravity. Gravity tends to win. 10 out of 10. Same with the fragrances. Evaporation times, the magic behind the olfactory formulation works a certain way. You will always smell certain notes only when it's freshly applied, and nowhere else, no other time, no matter how much you apply at once. So give it a go, and that allows me to also refresh different perfumes. So I spray something in the morning, then I refresh it like at lunchtime, then sometimes I layer them up, like I feel like there's something coconutty and sweet going on and I need a refreshment, so I put something citrusy or piney or minty on my hands, and then as I move through the day I get these whiffs. Here I have some little bit of mint, here I have a little bit of coconut, maybe here I have a little bit of a spice. It's kind of fun, and that's what allows you to truly interact with your perfumes, truly live the life that you paid money for, instead of just collecting glass with alcohol mixtures in them. So yeah, that's that. Thank you for watching the last drops. Shameless plug, this is what I designed recently for Ariel Goth in collaboration. So if you dig my more of my style than just perfumes, I'll leave the links down below. We'll be waiting for your reports in your kind of accountability and the joy of using what you have. Please share what you've been using up, what you've been bathing in, what is kind of hard for you to wear and you're changing your mind, what kind of buying decisions you've been making lately. Can't wait to hear from you, and I'll see you in the next video and in the comments.
Hey there, you've reached the end, but don't just depart. Hit like, subscribe, it's a way to take part. Your support, your love, it's an art. Together we grow, play our part in this job. It's more than a click, it's a bridge, a connection, a way to sustain, to fuel this direction. Each like, each sub, a show perfection. We're in this together, seeking perfection. Like and subscribe, be the vibe, keep us alive. In this digital sea, it's how we fly. Your support is the core, the drive. In this world of content, we're the prototype. Donations, contributions that keep the lights on, fueling our passion from dusk till dawn. It's not just content, it's a bond that's strong. With your help, we keep moving on. Yeah, that's true.